At Farmers Insurance, we know every windshield collision has a unique sound. Beetle. Bird poop. Drone. Seen it, covered it. Click for more.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Hello, Wildcats. It's your boy Kev, just coming at you like a velociraptor into the Eastern Finals, baby. And also, this is just a little disclaimer to let you know that this is a comedy and crime podcast. So even though we do cover many serious cases and true events, we do like to throw in some dark humor, some inappropriate jokes, as well as some offensive jokes as well. So if you are easily offended and you don't like to mix comedy and crime, then we completely understand that, but you're not going to enjoy this podcast very much. And also, if you don't like just a couple of cute boys joking around flicking their nippies, then you probably won't like this podcast for that reason alone as well. And also, I just want to give a quick apology. This episode is going up a day late. We had a lot going on this weekend. We had some plans that got switched around and canceled, and that is why this episode is only me and Toof. And then also it's late because I had a bunch of graduations and things like that, a lot of family stuff. So thank you for being patient and sorry about that. And also thank you everyone for listening. Be good, stay safe, and laugh at the dark stuff. Hashtag Wildman. Hashtag Swamp Man.
All right, fellas, like we practiced.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Come on down. Come on down. Hanging with the brothers tonight, yeah. Come on down to the Brothers Commonplace tonight.
Alrighty, welcome everyone to the Brothers Commonplace, a comedy and crime podcast where we cover monsters, murders, mysteries, and more. And before we get into today's crazy topic, I want to introduce you to my fucking main man who should smoke a lot.
2 pounds a day, that's what I put down. Hey, what's up? It's Toof. Grandmaster Flash, as they used to call me in photography class.
And it is your boy Kev, a.k.a. the Dirty Dog, just here to ghost ride the whip.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So as you might notice, it is just me and Toof here today. We had some weird scheduling problems, but there is actually someone else. Because
who could it be?
Because currently at the moment, Toof is at work training somebody.
Darren, they're calling for you. Yell.
Hey. It sounded like I'm gonna edit that into that Nelly song. Hey, must be the money.
Okay,
we'll put
nice.
that on there.
He was saying that you sound like the one verse in Nelly's song. Hey, must be the money. He's good with that.
So alrighty, folks, we are continuing with our request, and this one is a very interesting one about the unique bond between two sisters, and it is a pretty sad and strange one at that. So ladies, gentlemen, and twins, it's time to talk about June and Jennifer Gibbons, a.k.a. the Silent Twins.
And twins?
And twins! And some of you may know about this case, but maybe not by the name. These are the twins that would only communicate with each other, thus gaining them the nickname the Silent Twins. So yeah, they only spoke to each other for most of it.
That's kind of cool, but freaky that the twins would like only talk to each other. It's like, hey, how you guys doing today? One like looks at the other and whispers, and she's like, yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah, it's we'll talk about some of the weird shit they do. It is definitely definitely an odd one, and there's video of them too. So it's really. I don't know, dude. It's kind of scary, to be honest.
Are they like the fucking, what are those twins from that Jack Nicholson movie? The Shining?
Well, not really. They do kind of do stuff that remind you of that, honestly. But yeah, we'll talk about them. For this case, the main sources were the Silent Twins documentary titled Without My Shadow, as well as some articles from Mysterious Universe, Historic Mysteries, and The New Yorker. So we pulled from all over because with this case, with the Silent Twins, there are tons and tons of articles, and there's a lot of stuff on them. So we pulled pieces from as many of them as we could to put this together.
Did you say they were called the Questionable Twins, too, at one point?
Maybe.
Oh, I thought that was just when my mom wrote question marks on her tits. God damn it.
Hey, shit, what are they saying? Orgasmo, the ass fuck twins? Well, couldn't we just call them the naughty twins?
Oh, yeah. You know what? Let's do a subreddit of the day.
Oh,
subreddit
shit.
of the week? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go through mine, and let's see one that Spencer hasn't said, or maybe I haven't said. We're going to go r/cat pranks.
What the fuck is that? Hell yeah, I like
Cats getting pranked and or trolled.
Oh, I've seen like the pickle ones or the cucumbers.
Yeah, like you throw a cucumber behind a cat when it's not looking, then it turns around and like freaks out. It's pretty much that.
So, alrighty, we will start from the beginning with this one, but just right off the bat, these two sisters, they are twins, so like a lot of twins, they have a very unique bond and kind of an odd relationship. They had some of the same unusual traits. They also had an autonomous language, which is sometimes a regular thing with twins.
What's that? Is that like they feel pain from each other or some shit?
Are you thinking of Cheech and Chong's Corsican brothers?
I don't know. Like if you pinch one, the other one feels the pain.
No, I don't think so, man. But that'd be awesome.
Autonomous? Okay.
Yeah, it's like they made up their own language that was only for them.
Oh, okay. Like West Virginians.
But I guess this is a common thing with twins.
Oh.
Just like Fred and George. So alrighty.
Wait, who the fuck's Fred and George?
Tim would have liked that reference. Harry Potter.
The only twins I know give dome. And before any of you perverts start thinking I'm talking about anything nasty, I'm talking about the Minnesota Twins and their dome, okay?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Pervert.
So like a lot of times it appears that twins have a special and stronger connection with one another. But as far as the twins' autonomous language goes, that is said to exist in about 40% of all twins, but it's said like that doesn't last forever. Like it'll disappear early on in some sets of twins. So yeah, like 40% of all twins will make up their own language or like their way of speaking and communicating with each other.
Kind of a side note on that, someone, I forget who it was, but they were from our school. They were like, you know that one thing you, Kevin, JP, and Logan were really good at? And I was like, I don't know, sucking our own dicks? Like, they're like, no. You guys were like really good at coming up with like nicknames for people immediately that like stuck and made sense. And I was like, oh, thanks.
Our nicknames were just garbage.
One was Poop Table.
Yeah, because a kid you sat with at lunch had to take a shit.
Yeah, that's literally it. He had to take a dump during study hall, so we called him Poop Table. And it just stuck.
Gopher Boy, who was just a big ogre of a guy who looked like a gopher and took big shits.
Oh, yeah.
And some people look at this case and they think that the twin girls are creepy, weird, scary, or horror movie-ish. But beyond that, the two sisters, they were sadly bullied and ostracized from early on. So it is an incredibly sad story, also very creepy and confusing, and a lot of it doesn't make any sense. So, alrighty, before we jump into this, Toof, do you have any comments about this so far?
It sucks that they were bullied so much because I heard they used to stick their head in the dirt a lot. Because you said they were ostracized, right?
God, I hate you. Put the other guy on.
No.
So here we go. June and Jennifer Gibbons. They were born on April 11th, 1963 in Aden, which is in Yemen.
Oh.
Yeah, all the way out in Yemen. And they were identical twins. They were born to Caribbean immigrants named Gloria and Aubrey Gibbons.
I'm not trying to sound racist, but are they white?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, they're pretty black.
Huh. Okay.
And Aubrey is the father's name.
Oh, Drake.
So, is Drake's name Aubrey?
Yeah. Wait, Darren,
shit.
What's Drake's whole... Is it Aubrey something? Aubrey Plaza, that's it. That's what he said.
No,
that's what he said. Aubrey Graham, that's
alrighty.
Yeah.
So Gloria and Aubrey, they were from Barbados
Slim.
But not too long after the twins were born, they would move to Haverfordwest in Wales. Haverfordwest in West. You know I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, it happens, man. It happens to the best of us. I didn't know they lived near Amy Schumer.
Haverfordwest. What do you mean? Oh. I'm so goddamn stupid.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking Haverfordwest. I was like, okay, she has, like a Ford?
Oh, my God, dude, come on.
I know. But I believe this was in 1974 when they would move to Wales when the twins were 11. So right away, the twin sisters had a hard time. Not only were they picked on and bullied for being twin sisters, but they were also bullied, avoided, and ostracized for being the only black children in their neighborhood. In fact, they were the only black family in the neighborhood.
You know, despite our school only having like 2 black kids, we were never really racist to them, were we? Like the whole school.
The 2 black kids, one is from India. He was just a piece of shit. Like, we all hate, we talk about him on like 10 episodes, how we hate this fucking
And race
idiot.
had nothing to do with it. It was just, he was just a shitty kid.
No. Yeah, he tried to sneak into a football game. He got his pants caught on the fence, so it ripped open. Everyone saw his ass, and he lied and told the security guard there that one of our friends beat him up and then ripped his pants. Why would you do that? Why would you beat someone up, then be like, all right, I gotta do the cherry on top, and then just rip his fucking ass out of his
Give
pants?
me those pants and I'll walk to the game, boy.
And as if that wasn't shitty enough for the 2 girls, they also had speech impediments.
God damn it, dude.
So they got a lot of shit stacked up against them. And before we get too much further, they were actually pretty intelligent girls, but it's just because they had speech impediments, they were different, and they did a lot of weird shit. People just assumed they were dumb or mentally retarded, but they're actually quite intelligent.
Huh, sounds like me growing up in school. Except all that wasn't true and I was mentally retarded.
And so it's pretty hard for June and Jennifer. They have to face racism at such an early age. And people thought that they were weird because they only talked to and with each other. But a lot of what we just mentioned is probably why they didn't talk to or want to be around anyone else. Because, like, these kids in their school are just a bunch of fucking schmucks, pretty much.
Since these twin girls are experiencing racism, what era is this? Is it like the 60s or the 80s or earlier?
The 2 sisters were born in 1963.
Okay.
So they were...
Peak racism. Okay.
So as far as some of the strange behavior goes that they had going on, the 2 girls, they would speak really fast and in English. However, it seemed like they didn't really know how to speak English at all, which makes them hard to understand. And the bullying was getting so bad that the school started letting them out earlier than the rest of the kids. Like, they were like, well, fuck, how are we going to stop these 2 girls from getting beat up so much? We'll just let them leave school 5 minutes early.
Dude, that's so
that was
fucking
like
bad. Like, that's how you counter bullying, is just like, you know what? Just leave 30 minutes early. That way you guys don't get your fucking wedgie on the bus today.
Like, oh, no, we're not going to stop the kids or yell at them. You just better get the fuck out of here sooner. Here, take my Razor scooter.
Well, I mean,
but there's 2 of us.
that's actually a pretty good tactic, because, like, when I know I'm going to shit myself, I just go and sit on the toilet for, like, an hour until I know I have to shit.
Dude, I had to shit in a porta pot today at work, and we only clean it out on Friday, so I was the first one that got to use it because our bathroom's broken at work. And from the porta pot, the seat to the actual water, it's such a far drop. And my first turd fell and splashed the water, and all that blue water splashed all the way up and like kissed my nuggets.
No.
Like, it splashed all over my nuts.
That sucks.
What are you sharpening a pencil to?
Yeah, my ass is getting kind of itchy.
So here's a quote from Scare Street about the twins' language. Quote, as they became more and more isolated, the twins' language eventually twisted into idioglossia, which I probably pronounced that fucking wrong, a private language understood only by the girls themselves and their younger sister Rose. This language was later identified as a mix of Barbadian slang and English, but at the time it was essentially unintelligible.
Did you by chance hear how it sounded? Is there like video of it or audio of it?
Yes. I watched the documentary and you can understand a little bit sometimes. It was fucking really hard to understand.
What if it was just like Exnay on the task A?
That was it. They just added A to
Dude,
the
that
end
would
of
be
everything.
so fucking
Turns
funny.
out they were also Canadian. So all of this collectively would be my guess as to why they only started to speak to one another, and thus making the twin girls seem even stranger to the outside world. Because, I mean, everyone is just giving them shit, like making fun of them because they're black, they have a speech impediment, they're black, no one can really understand them, and they're black. So everyone is just giving them such a hard time. I'm sorry, that's wrong. But yeah, they are suffering from racism, like, just right away, straight out the womb. And one note here that we just mentioned, they did have a younger sister named Rosie, and they would also speak only to her. But I don't know if they had another sister or not. I read in some articles they mentioned another sister, but I didn't see the name, so I have no idea. So this could be their only other sister was Rosie. And in it, yeah.
I used to have a sister I was close with too, but that was, what is it, Rosie Palm? Is that what it's called?
Rosie Palmer. I fucking knew that's what it was going to be, dude.
We were real close. Hung out all the time. Sometimes we'd even hold hands.
Oh, shit, dude. Fuck yeah.
Sometimes she would grab my dick.
Oh, she's a fucking dirty sister.
One time she grabbed your dick.
Oh, yeah, dude. And she thought I was sleeping, but it was all make-believe. I was acting, baby. And in the documentary, they speak with a lisp and talk through their teeth a lot, but they're not, like, impossible to understand, at least. Like, I expected it to be way worse than it was, but also in the video I watched, the twin that's speaking is also a lot older. So when they were younger, they were probably way harder to understand.
It's kind of like, it's sad that they like they spoke fucked up English and like spoke through their teeth and like had weird lisps and stuff.
Yeah.
God damn it, I'm becoming one of them. But
dude, when I said lisp, I fucked up on saying that too.
But it's kind of cool that they can like only understand each other. It's kind of like when I'm at the store and I hear two Mexican guys talking in Spanish, and I'm like, I know they're just talking shit about me. Like, clearly, like they're fucking like laughing and like pointing at their like man boobs, and I'm like, oh, God damn it, dude, they're talking about me. I already know it.
But you're Mexican though. You don't know any Spanish too?
Number 5, quesarito.
Okay. I don't even know why I wasted time asking you that question. So June, she would say that when they were really little, their mother would always have to guess to try and figure out what they were saying, but the twins, they always fully understood one another. And Gloria, the mother, she stated that they were very shy when they weren't speaking, and even when they were speaking, you really couldn't understand them. So that's why most people just like avoided them. And another thing that the two girls did that was a little odd to others, whenever they answered people or spoke back to somebody, they would first look at each other and sort of nod or glance before they would answer back.
They would look at each other and then they'd be like, okay. And they played the first thing that came to their heads.
Just so happened to be
the best song in the world.
So it's just fucking creepy. Like, imagine you're talking to two twins. You ask one a question, and before she answers, she looks over at the other one. They both nod, and then she replies, and then it's like a fucking alien language you can't understand anyways. And the twins, they didn't like having to repeat themselves either, and so that's why they decided, we're just not going to speak to anyone. So it sort of became a habit for them.
What about the irony in that they are repeated, though? They're fucking twins.
Yeah, that's true. You'll soon learn they have a love-hate relationship with each other. It's fucking bizarre. This takes some weird turns.
Okay, I can't wait to hear it. It's going to be great.
And in school, they were conscientious and well-behaved, but also they were silent, which bothered the other students and puzzled their teachers a lot. So it's like they were good, but they just didn't fucking move or speak. They would just sit there like robots. And the more that people bullied and questioned them, the more that they didn't want to talk anymore. So they became expressionless. And they even stopped looking at people like as if they weren't even there. They would just completely ignore and just stare past you or stare through you. And there's like video of them like in school. So it's pretty fucking creepy. And this is about the time when people started to actually refer to them as the Silent Twins or just straight up calling them zombies.
Fuck yeah, 21 Zombie.
And their parents started sending them to therapist after therapist to try and figure out what the hell is wrong with them. But they were pretty hard for them to figure out, so therapists would kind of just move on from them. But eventually, a child psychiatrist would diagnose them with, quote, elective mutes.
Wait, diagnose them as elective mutes? So,
yeah, like they're choosing not to talk. That's their diagnosis.
Oh, okay. You get pulled over by the police. ID, what are you doing on the road today? You just hand a card, elective mute.
This is, and then you're about to get robbed and they're about to take all of your all your goods, all your jewelry and expensive loot, and you hand over your hologram mute. That doesn't even rhyme with elective mutes.
I was like,
doesn't
wait,
even
where are we
rhyme.
going here?
I don't know. But they would also be sent to a school for special needs kids, where they were first described in reports referring to them as being, quote, dumb insolence.
Oh my God.
So they sent them there, and they're like, yeah, they're just fucking, they're just really fucking dumb. You take care of them. But one of the teachers that actually worked with them is like, they're very intelligent, actually. They're not dumb. They just are different and odd. But yeah, that's just funny. Like, yeah, we're sending these girls over to you. They're pretty fucking dumb. They might be retarded, so you take
What if
them.
this is just the first case of being juggalo? It's like, we don't understand them. They seem like they're from a different culture. They say these words like Nedin and Fago. We don't know what the fuck it means.
And they speak with the lisp. Like, hey, what's up, guys? It's ABK.
Oh, wait, no, that guy is retarded.
Yo, it's a Hatchet Warrior. This next part is pretty good. The report on the girls, like the report sent to the school, stated that they were secretive, rude, and they didn't speak in English, but they spoke in, quote, African click language.
Fuck yeah. That is legitimately bad fucking ass.
Like, I don't know what that's called, but it can't just be called African click language.
You know what? I'm not going to doubt the fucking, the scientists. That is what it is.
It just sounds extremely racist, even if that is what it's called. But I guess that whenever they spoke, most people just assumed that somebody was walking by with the boombox playing the intro to DMX's Rough Riders. I'm just joking.
God, I'm trying to think of the Rough Riders intro right now.
Yeah, dude. It just sounds like someone's going like that.
It's like, is Lassie the one that can like hear when people's in danger?
Yeah, like in Wells and shit.
Okay, like someone puts the bicycle card in the spokes of their bike when they're riding it down the street, and one of the girls like sticks her head out the window. She's like, wait, someone's in trouble.
The baseball card is just a Mel Hall.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so there's also videos of the girls in the school in 1977, and they were filmed secretly in a glass, or in a glass, like a see-through two-way mirror glass type thingy, and they had microphones hidden in the room. And this is how the teacher learned that after slowing down the audio a bit, so they recorded the two girls alone and then with other people talking when they were alone and stuff. And they're like, well, let's do a bit of audio editing. Let's learn their secret African click language. And after they slowed it down a little bit, they're like, oh, they're just speaking slow English. So that's all they were doing.
You would think if they were speaking slow English, that people speaking normal speedy English would be able to pick it up.
Like they had to slow down the audio tape to learn that. And then I think when they were early teens, like 13 or 14 or something, they were sent to different medical professionals and therapists, like over and over, continuing the trend. And they both started to separately write letters. And each of them both wrote about how they needed to separate from each other and that they would be normal if they could just be their own. And they're like, yeah, we would, like, I could be normal. I could start walking normal, talking normal, eating normal. I just have to separate from my twin.
Wait, so they're admitting that they're weird as fuck together, but if they're separate, then they can easily be normal?
Yeah, that's what they're starting to say now. And the thing is like they never would leave each other's sides, you know? So now secretly in letters that they're writing to, like, I don't know if it was to a therapist or what, but they're saying like they need to separate. And June said in a letter, we need one of us to go and one to stay here. We act stupid when we're together. Some people think that we don't want to separate, but we want to.
Sounds like me and Moonshine.
And then Jennifer, she also wrote the same things as well, saying like we depend on each other too much when we're together. And then one of the psychiatrists said that he spoke to the twins about this and told them, okay, well, if we're going to separate you, we'll send one away and one can stay here. If separating was the best option, then which one of you should be the one to go away? So they were like, all right, well, let's try this to see what happens. And this created tremendous anger and hatred toward each other. Like, people didn't see them speak a whole lot. And in public, they began to actually shout and yell at each other, which no one has ever witnessed before.
Fuck yeah.
And everyone's like, what the fuck is going on? And then June, she started yelling, you are Jennifer, like chanting it.
Oh my God, this is so good. I love this.
It's fucking nuts. And Jennifer would later even write in her diary that I have a real twin out there. June is not my real twin. June hasn't got my mind, looks, or build. and it would go on like that.
And they were identical twins, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then.
Yeah. So everyone was just confused as
It's
shit.
like I saw a picture of a baby dick, and I was like, that is not my dick. My dick is somewhere else out there.
The way you said that just reminds me of that. This is my gun. Do you know what I'm talking about? And June, she would stop eating, and she would stop dressing herself. She would stop moving. Like in the morning, she would just sit straight up in her bed, and then she would sit there and cry in a catatonic state, like not speaking or anything. They said like she would cry, drool, even possibly piss herself. I don't know. Like they mentioned something about like she wouldn't get up, not even for the bathroom.
Oh,
But she would just sit there and just fucking every type of like bodily fluid would just drain out of her. And she would just sit there and fucking weep and cry and drool and piss and shit. I don't know.
This literally sounds like me every time on summer break during school. Like soon as school let out, it's like, yep, we're done with the showers. Time to just start pissing our fucking underwear and shit staining it up while I fucking complete Halo 2 online.
What? Oh, you mean school's over? Cool, I can start shitting myself again. What are you talking about?
Dude, when school ended, like my summer breaks, I literally became like the most disgusting fucking human to ever exist.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the piss jugs, man.
Oh, dude, remember when I fucking shit in the book bag? Shitty underwear?
Yeah.
That was summer.
Oh,
That was summer
those were-
break too.
Those are good times, man.
Oh, yeah.
And there are also some fucking weird videos of June alone at school, like when they're separated, and she's just like walking slow and hovering around in place. Like she's just not moving. Like she'll move down a couple inches, like her head, move her arm a bit, and then just freeze in place. And it's so fucking scary, like in a strange way. Like it kind of reminds me of like the Tin Man when he can't really move and he just like pauses.
Oh, my God.
In a way.
Or when
It's fucking
anyone
weird.
sees a spider.
Yeah, it's creepy.
I can't fucking move. Might as well just let the spider fucking kill me.
And then as part of that kind of like fucked up treatment that they were trying, the twins, they have them purposely sent to different boarding schools in order to get them to talk without one another. Like, oh, we're going to try and break their bond to see if that'll do anything, see if that'll work. And this was like their way to try and get them to be normal. It's like, well, if they don't have each other, then that's something they said they wanted. So let's separate them and maybe they'll be normal. And this wonderful treatment plan just completely fucking bombs. Like they both became even bigger outcasts and shut-ins. One source described them both as being like catatonic and completely unresponsive. Like they just wouldn't move.
Isn't
like,
this
No, keep going.
Isn't this like what they wanted though? They said they would be better off on their own.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. Like I said, they have this love-hate relationship where they go back and forth between needing each other, loving each other, like wanting to be, like they have to be together, then completely hating each other and wanting nothing to do with the other. It's really weird. And I'm not sure how long the two spent time away from each other, but once they were eventually reunited, I think it was at the age of 16, they spent many years just locking themselves away from the outside world. So they're like, all right, well, we tried that. We're not fucking doing that again. So they locked themselves in their bedrooms alone together, and they wouldn't speak to anyone else except their younger sister, Rosie.
Oh, okay. How many years younger was Rosie? Like 3, 4, 5 years, something like that?
I didn't see that. I'm not quite sure, but that would be my guess, yeah.
Okay.
And they stopped doing everything normal in front of anyone else. Like they wouldn't eat, drink, chew, anything like that. They're not going to do in front of you. Only when they're alone with each other.
I want to make a jack-off joke somewhere, but maybe the time isn't right now. I'm trying to think like I always had my dick in my hand, but I wouldn't jack off unless no one was around or something.
Did you see that video on Reddit recently where it was like that Mexican dude who's working, he's doing some lawn work, and this girl who's in the house that he's working at looks out the window and he's just walking around jerking off outside.
No,
And she's like, what are you doing? And she's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, nothing. I'm not doing nothing.
oh my
And then he
God.
like is putting it away, and he's like like pushing his boner down like in his jeans.
Fuck
It's like, I'm doing
yes.
nothing. And then he just walks away to his truck and just like
Oh my
leaves.
God.
Like, you know, in that Key and Peele skit where the teacher farts, the substitute teacher, and he just packs up and leaves.
Yeah.
He like does one of those.
Imagine like being so bored fucking landscaping that you're like, I'm gonna jack off real quick.
And he's not like hiding. He's literally just walking through the yard doing it.
These bushes get me fucking going, man.
And the twins, whenever they were younger, I think this was before they locked themselves away, but there's a video of them where they're at school eating lunch, and they're sitting next to each other. They're at a table with a bunch of kids, and they're both sitting there with the exact same posture, staring down at the food, and just very quietly with barely any movements they eat, and they eat so fucking slow that they're always the last one's done. Like, they do it, like, robotically and super slow.
Sounds kind of cool, actually.
Kinda. And in an interview later on, June would say that they didn't like or want to be known as the twins, but later on, like way, way later on, she said she doesn't mind it now, but as teens and kids, they wanted to be known as individuals, she said, not twins. But they're doing all this weird shit together, you know?
I kind of see that, though, because this is right around when Bond movies were coming out, and the twins does sound like a Bond villain name.
Yeah, dude. Octopussy. That's a fucking sweet name, dude. That's what they the Octomom. I don't have a joke, but something with her and the Octopussy.
Wait, how was that in the Bond universe? Like, what did Octopussy even mean?
I don't have any idea what Octopussy is besides my new favorite word. I'm going to type in Octopussy.
Go to, like, the 5th search. I don't want to pull up our moms first.
Okay, I'm going to Google what is Octopussy. What does Octopussy mean according to definitions.net? I don't know, who cares? To me, Octopussy is like a very loose, scary-looking pussy with teeth, and like all the pubes around it look like tentacles. That's what I picture.
It's DVDA times 2.
Oh, dude, remember when Squeak is eating that Pop-Tart? He's like, oh, DVDA. Alrighty, so this part of the story, this is when all the weird shit starts happening. The girls, they decided, because remember, they're locked in their bedrooms right now. They decided that they're going to create their own fantasy world within their bedroom. So they begin to collect like a shit ton of dolls. And then each doll was given like elaborate backgrounds, and they had their own biography story and everything. And then these dolls, the twins would use them to act out elaborate plays. Like one source describes a doll's interactions as, quote, resembling plot lines in soap operas.
Okay, this is kind of cool.
And they would like audio tape this shit and stuff, but it's kind of creepy. Like, here's a quote from historicmysteries.com on it. Their fucking creatine, they got real fucking buff. Their creativity produced detailed novels, although the subject matter was disturbing, usually sexuality, criminal behavior, etc. Given their lack of social interaction, this out-of-character behavior eventually led to even more bizarre developments, changing the narrative of the, quote, silent twins from interesting anomaly to impossible to explain tragedy.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. So, like we said, they would audio record some of these plays and stuff. And one more thing that was odd that they did with the dolls, in the diaries they had, they made, for each doll, they would write the exact date that the doll's life would end. And then they would write down like how they would die as well.
Oh, that's fucking sweet.
So it's fucking weird. They'd be like, yeah, this doll, they'd give them a full name, dies December 1981, stomach pain. One was like, I can't remember. I remember reading them.
Was it mega shits?
Possibly, yeah. Could have been. Can't rule it out. So now we come to Christmas of 1979. The girls get a pair of diaries for one of their holiday gifts. I don't know if they bought them for each other or what. But this is what inspires them to start writing short stories, novels, and other pretty interesting pieces of writing. And then they start writing stories and notes about each other, and this shit gets pretty crazy. And also at the same time, they had a bunch of pen pals that they would write to, and the only way they would have any idea of what the outside world was like was by writing to these pen pals, and then also they would have a set of binoculars that they would just fucking look out their window at stuff, and that's all they did. They would never fucking leave besides that.
Okay, getting cooler.
And then they also signed up for an at-home educational course called The Art of Conversation. One source claimed that it was to try and get them some help so they could communicate with their family, but that didn't end up working. And then one source said it was so that they could become better creative writers, but yeah, I'm not really 100% sure on that. So next, the twins, they get some typewriters, and they decide that they want to become novelists since they couldn't speak to anyone else. They're like, well, we can start fucking writing books and stuff.
Is this like when they're still teenagers, like living in the house, I guess?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And a lot of the books they write, they're set in the west coast of the United States, and a lot of them took place in Malibu, California. I don't really know why, but they were really infatuated with California and the west coast. And the books, they were mostly about teens and young people getting into some weird behavior as well as performing criminal acts. So I'm going to read off some stuff about some of these books I wrote, okay?
All right.
And this is just taken word for word from one of the sources. In June's Pepsi Cola Addict, that's what she fucking called this movie, or this book, Pepsi Cola Addict, the hero is in high school, but he has been seduced by a teacher and is subsequently sent away to a reformatory where a gay guard begins to pursue him.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So,
this is what, 1970 now? Almost 80?
This would have been in the late 70s.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, so what Pepsi Cola Addict, this guy in school gets seduced by a teacher, and then he goes to a mental asylum where a gay guard begins to harass him. Alrighty. Jennifer wrote a book called The Pugilist Chronicles. Pugilist. I think it's
Pugilist?
Maybe. It's about a dog, so that's why I was saying it as pug. But this
Oh, wow.
It's the story of a physician who, in a last-ditch attempt to save his son, kills the family dog in order to harvest its heart for transplant. The dog's spirit remains, however, and ultimately uses the body of the child to exact its revenge. That's some scary shit.
Dude, this sounds actually cool as fuck, honestly.
That really does. Like, they're intelligent. They have some good, I don't know if it's good writing, but, I mean, that sounds fucking awesome, dude.
That is so fucking badass.
They published these in, like, a self-publishing thing. They tried to sell a lot of their work, like, to magazines and stuff, but I don't think they ever actually were able to. This is probably my favorite one. Jennifer also wrote a book that was called Disco Mania, where like a group of teenagers are dancing and hanging out at this disco place, but I guess the music like makes them get all fucked up. And so the teenagers on the dance floor, they start pulling everyone around them down to the floor, and then they pull out knives and just stab and kill them all.
That's a little bit too violent for me. Like Disco Mania, man. Like I prefer my violence like just like the punches and kicks, you know, kind of like WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. Yeah, I get you, man. But yeah, so that's some pretty fucked up writing. By 1981, the twins are now 18 years old. They have filled out tons of notebook diaries with all their hopes, desires, ambitions, thoughts, fears, dreams, just everything. And now they are ready to leave their bedroom. So they stay in their rooms for like 2 fucking years, just writing these stories and stuff.
Do you think they probably wrote a book called The Room?
Possibly, dude. What if we find out they were the originators of the Blump Kids?
Oh my god. Or that they are Tommy Wiseau. Lisa, why do I talk so weird? I do not know why.
That was pretty good. I like Mark. He's my favorite. I like when he's like, what are you talking about? I just saw you.
Everything about that fucking movie, series, whatever, is so fucking great.
It is good, man.
Dude, I love that they just play football, catch football, and like it's like they're afraid to like zoom out the camera, so they have to stand 5 feet from each other.
It's like, well, we can't actually run because we might dirty up these suits that we're renting. So the twins are ready to leave the bedroom after 2 years, but bad news though right away, because the girls, they had started hanging out with 2 American boys that they met back in Eastgate. Now Eastgate, that was the special education center that they were sent to when they were teens. So they started meeting up with 2 of the boys that they met there.
And this is in Barbados?
They are, I believe this is in Wales.
That's it. Yeah, okay. So Wales is like, is that the UK? Whatever. You know, it's Europe. Who gives a fuck?
Wales is like right at the eastern, no, it's western UK. I mean, I'm sorry. It's along the west coast of the UK. So they meet up with these guys, and all these 2 guys, they were brothers, I believe. And some sources say that there were 2 brothers they're hanging out with. Some say 3, some say 4. Like, I know there's a big group of brothers. I just don't know how many exactly they're hanging out with. But they are American boys over here in Wales, so they're really infatuated with the U.S. and America and stuff. And so here's a quote from June. This is what June wrote in one of her diaries. Quote, "They were American boys, white boys, good looking, like Do you know that boy Leo DiCaprio? Oh no, I think she might have said this to a therapist actually. Do you know that boy Leo DiCaprio? We take a taxi, all in makeup and short skirts and high shoes and wigs and lipstick like ladies, like film stars. We were trying to entice the boys to make them like us. We wanted to be glamorized, so we got long brown wigs and sunglasses and chewing gum. We spent about 3 hours getting ready to go out. So it's,
Dude,
you can just tell.
are they skanking it up like some fucking European slags, dude?
Slags. I mean, you could just tell, like, they've never had any relationships or friendships with anyone. So they meet two boys that talk to them, so they fucking go all out like nuts over them. Like, oh, we got to get fucking wigs and sunglasses. We got to get makeup, chewing gum, all this shit. They're going fucking balls to the wall. Balls to
Do you
the
guys
wall.
want to come in us?
Oh, we'll get there, Jeremiah. Don't you worry. There's going to be some coming. So these boys, they have some problems. They're pretty destructive, disturbed, damaged, and they're troublemakers, and they sound like a bunch of assholes too. And the brothers, they also had committed arson before, and they were very keen on stealing shit. And speaking of stealing, Toof, one of these boys would steal Jennifer's virginity while June watched.
Oh no.
And then right after, he would do the same to June while Jennifer watched.
Oh, well, that's wholesome.
So I will say that this is pretty fucked up, but goddamn, that's some good stamina. Anyways, so here
must not been that tight.
Oh Jesus, no.
Okay,
I think
must have not been that good.
At least they were 18. I don't know how old they were. I forget. 81. So yeah, they were 18.
Dude, just I don't know how gross this gets, but like as weird as they sound, they really, and they're European, they probably had like the biggest armpit hair and bushes possible.
Oh geez, I hope so. So this, what I'm going to read is from the NewYorker.com. It's kind of a mix between a diary entry and then some more that is just narrated about it. So it's hard to separate. So that's why I'm just going to read it straight word for word from there. So, Dear Diary, Jennifer wrote in June 1981, quote, one of the best days of my sweet life. I've lost my beautiful virginity to Carl Kennedy. At last. It hurt a lot, but it happened. There was lots of blood. Ew. We did it in a church. Ew. Have fun in hell, girls.
Oh, my God.
Sorry, God. Your friend, Jenny. And this church, it was right near the Kennedy's home. And the three of them had gotten drunk. And June, she watched as Jennifer and Carl had sex. And the pain this caused June found expression in her diary. So like I said, this is all word for word. And this is what June wrote. So real quick though,
okay.
why the fuck are three of them hanging out, getting drunk, and then fucking in a church? That's kind of
maybe it's just a European thing we don't know about.
That's some fucking hashtag European Wildman right there.
And then they burned the church down, and it was Notre Dame.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. And so okay.
The Starlight Lounge presents an evening with the Progressive Box.
Old moon, yeah. That's Hugo, tickling the ivories. He just saved by bundling home and auto with Progressive. Gonna finally buy a ring for that gal of yours, Hugo? Send her my condolences. Hi-oh! This next one's for you two. There's a burglar in my heart. Thank you.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Something like magic is happening. This is what June wrote. I am seeing Jennifer for the first time like she is seeing me. I think she is slow, cold, has no respect, and talks too much. But she thinks I am the same. We are both holding each other back. There is a murderous gleam in her eye. Dear Lord, I am scared of her. She is not normal. She is having a nervous breakdown. Someone is driving her insane. It is me. 13 days later, in the Kennedy's barn, June lay down, drunk, to duplicate her sister's experience. Oh, so maybe she didn't have sex with her right away. I guess it was a little bit after that.
Okay.
And then here's her quote on that. I want your baby. I love you, she called out in pain and hopelessness as the boy fumbled and groped. This was the first physical affection the girls had known. Though they were ignored, insulted, and sometimes even beaten up by the Kennedy boys, it was their summer, the first in which they were not living as dolls. In their room crammed with diaries and manuscripts. 5 weeks of fun, that was. 5 weeks of fun. We were very happy. We had our wicked way with them, the boys. So it's pretty, they have no idea that they're just getting taken advantage of and just getting fucked over and fucked.
Or beaten up.
Beaten up, yeah.
Hey, there's this guy who used to pull my hair and throw dirt in my face, but I let him fuck me. Joke's on him.
Yeah. And then here's what Jennifer wrote in her diary. My boy Carl. Carl! He doesn't know how good he's been to me. This guy beats them, okay? I could feel the intense hotness of his eyes slowly studying my body. At that moment, I felt like a very beautiful girl. I knew he was infatuated with me, my looks, and my mysterious style. Like they're in, like, you feel bad for, like, you want to be like, man, these girls are like stupid, but they were so not in touch with the world, and they've been alone and had no relationships or friendships. So this is all new to them, and they have no way of judging or knowing what's right and what's wrong, really.
They almost kind of like, it kind of sounds like they're hipsters who try and do the wrong dumb shit on purpose just to seem different and cool.
Yeah, dude. Like, hey, when you like those restaurants that serve the food on shit they shouldn't be eating out of.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can you bring me that milkshake and it comes on like a fucking saucer?
Yeah. Hey, where's the bathroom at? Oh, there's another plate on your table that you take a dump on.
And it was around this time, since the girls are hanging out with these boys now, that the guys, they started to hook them up with drugs and alcohol, so all that fun stuff. June said, we needed to have a bottle to drink. Without the whiskey, we didn't speak. We reckon that God told us to buy drink, and it worked. We sniffed glue and lighter fluid. So, fuck yeah. So there is a little bit of, well, looks like they had a little bit of juggalo in them after all. And then after Carl had sex with them, they had even more juggalo in them.
Oh, yeah.
She said, we were different then, laughing and talking. We were so relaxed and laid back.
So chill, so cool.
Yeah, but like, let's not forget the boys were abusive to them. Like, the girls never had any type of affection before this, so they just accepted all this, like, oh, we're in love, even though they're just, all the guys are just sound like douchebags.
Like, how sad would that be? Like, your whole life you grew up, like, no TV, no outside presence, no friends, you don't know how the outside world is. You finally meet someone, he, like, rapes you, and you're like, oh my God, so this is what love is like. This is so fucking cool.
This is fucking pinch me. Hey, now that you just took advantage of me and fucked me in front of my sister, will you pinch me so if I wake up, I know that it was a fucking dream?
I know that you said, you were saying the guy's stamina was good, but like, imagine their deal was to have sex on the same day. Imagine like he has sex with your sister, like, okay, it's my turn. He's like, I don't know about today. Maybe next time.
Yeah, pass me that lighter fluid and I'll think about it.
What does that even mean?
Because in her diary entry, she said that like they needed to have alcohol and drugs to talk, and then they would sniff glue and lighter fluid.
Oh, lighter fluid. Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine like how lame that is too. Like, hey, what do you want to do? And she won't respond to you. Like, hey, you wanna go hang out, go to the park or something? She won't talk. It's like, I have fucking glue here. And she's like, oh yeah, pass it over here.
If you ever get laid after you pull out lighter fluid and smell it, that girl is probably not someone you want to fuck. Like if like,
wait, say that first part again. Like after and stop at the question.
I said, if you ever get laid after you pull out lighter fluid and like smell it, like the girl who sees that and wants to fuck you, that's probably not someone you want to fuck.
Like, oh fuck, what I was trying to get you to say was if you pull out lighter fluid and fuck, what was the other one? Glue?
Glue.
If you pull out lighter fluid and glue, you might be a juggalo.
Toodalooing, baby. But yeah, so every morning, since these girls are completely in love with these guys and infatuated with them, every morning the girls, they would wake up, they would spend hours dressing up, getting ready, and then they would just like go out into town and like look for the guys. Like, oh, we got to go find them.
Oh, man, this is kind of sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. Like they had sex, drugs, alcohol, and mistook all that for love. So it's super fucked up.
Imagine giving a girl nothing but juggalo love, and that's all she wants.
God, that'd be so easy, man, because that's all I have. And now another strange turn and a strange event happens. The sisters, they begin to get violent with each other, and they start fighting over the attention and affection from the boys. They're like, no, I fucking want him to pay attention to me. And this stuff gets pretty fucking serious here. Like, there's one incident where June, she she actually pushed Jennifer over. Sorry, dog's barking.
Dude, I thought that was like a fucking a Shaggy clip, like him going.
Dude, it scared the fuck out of me, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in one incident, June actually pushed Jennifer over a bridge into a river. Like,
whoa.
She tried to fucking kill her and drown her.
Hashtag Wildman.
And this is what Jennifer wrote about it in her diary. Quote, "We have become fatal enemies in each other's eyes. We feel the irritating, deadly rays come out of our bodies, stinging each other's skin. I say to myself, can I get rid of my own shadow? Impossible or not possible. Without my shadow, would I die? Without my shadow, would I gain life, be free, or left to die? Without my shadow, which I identify with the face of misery, deception, and murder." That's some fucking dark shit. That's some scary shit.
Pretty insightful, actually. It's kind of, how can I put it? There's actually talent in her writing, despite her not, obviously she had TVs and she watched Hollywood movies and shit. But that's a lot of insightfulness for being shut off to a lot of the world.
Yeah, it really is. You can tell that they're intelligent girls. Reading that
to a degree.
If take out the lighter fluid in the fucking the Ringmaster album.
She's like, no, literally, take out the lighter fluid. I want to huff.
But dude, in the documentary, when June is talking about this, she's like, yeah, we were fighting. I pushed her into the river, and I thought to myself, if I kill her now, then maybe I'll have a life. And she said that after she pushed her in the river, she was like, go on and die.
Oh my god.
That's some fucking cold shit. I mean, she didn't die from that, but that's some fucking cold shit, man. And this is a page from Jennifer's diary now. Quote, "I am not ashamed to say that I tried to kill my sister." So they're just fucking trying to kill each other and shit. "I did not succeed in strangling her with the wire to the radio. I'm sure she wanted to kill me too. I have a grave feeling she did." So they're just fucking trying to kill each other. And then they just write about it. Dear diary, I fucking failed at killing her again. It's some fucking bizarre shit.
Dear diary, I might be a redneck.
So by fall of 1981, the American boys, they had gone back to the United States. So the girls, they're trying to fill that void that they just lost, because losing your first love is, it's never easy. It's always a tough adjustment. And by the time that they were 19, they started filling that void by committing crimes, such as shoplifting, burglary. They set a tractor store on fire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we got a lot of diary pages in this episode. Here's another one. "Dear diary, my nature has turned to crime. All this week I've been wanting to burn down the tractor store in Showdrop Lane. I burned it down today. I'm going to burn down the whole damn town. Oh yes, I am." That was June's diary. And I heard a full quote from that where she goes on, she's like, "I am the arsonist." And it's a fucking pretty
fuck yeah.
intense thing. It was in the documentary, but
Bond villains, man.
yeah, for real. So they just start fucking going on a crime spree. They started setting more fires too. Here's what June wrote. "I'm planning on making petrol bombs." Is it petrol? Gasoline, I'm pretty sure it is. "A bottle, petrol, and paper, then hurl it through the window. I'm going to be the biggest arsonist around." So it's that just became their goal. Well, let's just fucking start lighting fires and shit. How do you go from, it's just, none of this makes sense. It's so hard to follow their steps, because it's we want to break away from the entire world. Now we want to hang out with these American boys. Now we want to kill each other. Now let's just fucking burn down tractor stores. It's so confusing.
They did have the beginning steps. How do you start fires? Lighter fluid.
Oh, shit. Tractor Supply Plus, Fire. That was dumb.
I was away from the mic for a second. I was laughing.
No, don't fucking laugh at that shit. That wasn't funny.
Supply plus fire.
Because I don't even know if that's a store outside of here. Like, is that a chain? That's probably not even a chain. I don't know.
There's one in Wellington. I consider it a chain.
Oh, cool. Hell yeah. Here's another diary note. This one is from October 24th, 1981. June wrote this. Oh, actually, it's the rest of that quote. I didn't realize I put it in here twice. I'll go ahead and read the full quote here. All this week, I've wanted to burn down the tractor store in Snowdrop Lane. I burned it down today, with the help of Jay, of course. It was the biggest night of my life. We climbed over a barbed wire fence. The sky grew blacker and it started to rain. All the while, my lovely, glorious fire was licking its way through the roof, and the thick smoke filled the night sky. It was a picture which will live in my mind forever. Oh, what a sinful, evil, selfish mind. I know the Lord will forgive me. It's been a long, painful, hard year. Don't I deserve to express my distress? I don't know why I picture her just holding like a fucking homeless child's skull that she just fucking murdered while saying this. That's some fucking creepy shit, man.
Now I know where Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope get their lyrics from.
It's like shit, dude. We got that 6 Jokers card dropping soon. Hell's Pit. It's got to be the darkest shit. Pull up June's diary. Oh, here it is, right here. Bowling balls.
Yo, Shaggy, what should we make track number 2? I don't know. How about Tractor Fire? No, Glorious Tractor Fire.
And so next they're like, you know what? Let's go fucking attack that technical college. And they go there and they smash out a window. And this would actually be the day that ITT Tech is no longer around because of them.
Oh, is that a joke or is this real?
Yeah, I just made that shit up.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was like,
What if that was funny? It's like, why did ITT Tech? Am I throwing in an extra T? I can't tell.
ITT.
Why did
wow.
ITT Tech get shut down? Oh, because one of those twin girls threw a fucking brick through the window and we fucking spent all the money we made fixing that goddamn window.
It hit the tractor. God damn it.
Hit the tractor. So the day that this happened, where they threw that brick through the window, whatever they did, I don't actually know. It just said they smashed out a window. A policeman was patrolling the nearby area, and he heard this, and he called for backup. And then when he got there, they were lighting a fire. So they were getting ready to just burn this fucker down. That's when they get arrested, and then the police, they go to their house where they live, they search their rooms and get their diaries, and that's where they find like all these entries that are filled with like all the stories about the previous fires and thefts and everything else.
Imagine how stupid you gotta fucking be to write every single crime and like rape down on a fucking like journal.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you couldn't nickname it something else, like The Incident or just something, but you literally are like, Tractor fucking Fire.
Dude, do you listen to
ICP? Yeah, I'll admit it.
So there was a serial killer whose name was Mark Twitchell, and he was a guy who like he wanted to be a film director and stuff, and he made like Star Wars fan films, and he would do cosplay and everything like that. But he wanted to make like an ultimate horror movie, so he catfished some dude online to get him to come over, and then he would try to kill him and stuff. And he also would pretend that he was like Dexter from the show. Like he was obsessed with Dexter. And he had this word document on his computer where he would go through and talk about like everything he's done, like trying to do, and like described his murder and crime 100%. And he titled it SK Confessions. So serial killer confessions.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. He's such an idiot.
Fuck yeah. That's so stupid. I am the arsonist. You sure he didn't just label it I am the arsonist?
I wish, dude. I am the arsonist. That should be like a fucking send-off at the end of the episodes. So, for 7 months, the girls, they would spend time at the Puckle Church Remand Center. That's a sweet fucking name, Puckle Church. That sounds like something you would call like a fat kid on like a t-ball team. Like fucking hurry up, Puckle Church. And
or the fucking or it's a pitch in baseball, the Puckle ball.
Then after 7 months, they were sent away to a psychiatric facility in Berkshire, England that was called Broadmoor Hospital. Now, Broadmoor Hospital, it was actually a maximum security facility for the criminally insane. And there, the twins would spend the next 11, 12, 13 years of their lives. So this is some fucking serious shit here. So here is part of a quote as well as part of the article from the New Yorker site that we mentioned. At Puckle Church, the twins were confined together, and their bond became a torment. Neither could stand the smell, the sight, the thought of the other. Each began to desire the other's death, to long to breathe singly in a twinless world. Just feet away from Jennifer in the cell they shared, June wrote, "One of us is plotting to kill one of us. A thud on the head on a cool evening, dragging the lifeless body, digging a secret grave. I'm in a dangerous situation, a scheming, insidious plot. How will it end?"
Dude, they probably... Oh, sorry, fuck. I didn't realize
No, keep going.
I didn't, they probably think this is so fucking cool and moody, too. I can't... She wants to kill me, but I want to kill her. We're so dark and mysterious.
Yeah, but they really do try to kill each other, though. That's
the weirdest part.
Whenever you think you have something figured out with them, you just don't. I don't know. Back to her quote, or back to her writings, "I'm in enslavement to her. The creature who lounges in this cell, who is with me every hour of my living soul. We have become fatal enemies in each other's eyes. We scheme, we plot, and who will win? A deadly day is getting closer each minute, coming to a point of imminent death like hands creeping out against the night sky, the intentions of evil, blood, a knife, a mincer. I say to myself, how can I get rid of my own shadow? A possible or not impossible? Without my shadow would I die, without my shadow would I gain life."
Was that one part from her quote? And I'm pretty sure this is an ICP Vampiro lyric. Scheming, hacking, cutting, plotting, chopping.
Off a juggalo's dick.
Off what the fuck's that guy they have sex with's name?
Carl?
Off of Carl Kennedy's dick.
And while the twins were together, they wanted to kill each other, and when they were apart, they were so lonely that they wanted to die. Then, when they were reunited, they were disappointed and imagined that they had felt stronger alone. In the spring of 1982, a psychiatrist named William Spree was enlisted by the twins' defense lawyer to evaluate their condition. Quote, "The first 2 visits, we didn't get anywhere. They didn't speak at all. After that, I asked them if they would talk to me on the telephone. I sat in another room, and I got the odd murmur from them. Then I eventually got them to agree to talk to me face to face. One, having started to talk, they went into the most enormous fight between themselves. They were scratching each other. They were trying to tear each other's eyes out. The nurse had to go and stop them. They both talked about how they wanted to kill each other and how they have tried to kill each other in the past." So what the fuck?
Oh my god. I heard that their psychiatrist that was diagnosing them, I heard that he has been described, William, I heard he's been described as colorful, fruity, and also sour.
Spree. The psychiatrist is like, "You know what? I know this place is Broadmoor, but after these 2 crazy bitches, I don't think we need any more broads."
So it's about to become broadless.
Oh, man. Yeah, he eventually he diagnosed them as having a psychopathic personality disorder, a.k.a. juggalos.
How stupid are they where they're like, I want to kill my twin, but I know without her I'd be lonely. It's like, then just don't.
Yeah. And then the girls, because this is when they're at the original place for the first 7 months before they actually get sent to Broadmoor. This is the psychiatrist that would eventually recommend sending them to Broadmoor. But the girls, they were tried in May 1982 on 16 joint counts of burglary, theft, and arson. And the twins, they pled guilty on the advice of their lawyers. And then their sentence was they were going to be detained in Broadmoor indefinitely. But they ended up being there for 11, 12, or 13 years.
Okay.
And this is what June wrote in her diary after the sentencing. "Spinning in circles, sick, mental, psychopathic. Imagine how..." God, it really does just sound like Violent J fucking wrote this.
I thought you were fucking making that up, dude.
No, dude. Sick, mental, psychopathic, murdering, chopping, psycho killer.
Oh, man.
"Imagine how I felt. Me, a mental psychopath, a dangerous, evil, ruthless criminal, me. At last my torment, my self-consciousness, my violence is known. I am labeled. Ah, now I know my fate. June Allison Gibbons, age just 19, going down in history as a psychopath.
Yeah. it's like her self-awareness is seriously fucking zero. It's like, yeah, so what if I want to start a couple arsons and kill my sister? How does that make me a violent murderer?
And then this is what Jennifer wrote in her diary. Please, God, don't let me suffer as much in my new life as I have here. Let me be bold enough to speak openly. Let me trust the doctors and nurses and no longer be afraid of people. For the past 7 months, I have been a soul with no hope. Don't let this disease paralyze me again, destroying my abilities, tying up my tongue like firewood. That's kind of sad. That one's kind of sad.
Tying up my like firewood.
Pretty much right away after they arrived in Broadmoor, June, she goes into a state of, she becomes catatonic again and she attempts to commit suicide. Jennifer, she like violently attacked a nurse, I guess, also. So sounds like they're a fun handful to deal with. And this is from the Mysterious Universe source that we mentioned. And they said that whenever they were there at Broadmoor, they had many anomalies with the twins there that were just more bizarre shit. Like whenever it came to eating, sometimes they would like take turns, be like, okay, you eat today, I'll eat tomorrow, which doesn't really make sense at all.
Well, I mean, they follow up their sexual habits like that too, though.
Like one of them, I guess, would like eat like all the food. And then they would switch, like one would eat all the food while the other one starved, and then they would switch back and forth. And then one of the things they mentioned also is even though they're kept in separate cells, they would go check on them, and they would both be frozen like in the same positions, even though they're in different cells and can't see each other.
Oh my God,
they
that's
would just
so
be
awesome.
They'd be sitting there frozen in like the same positions. So imagine how fucking scary and bizarre that shit would be.
So fucking funny. Imagine like they plotted it too, like, hey, when the sun goes down, when the shadows strike your room, remember to sit Indian style.
And hold out your finger like the OK sign upside down. So if anyone sees it, yeah, got him.
Got him. All hours of the day, always have the OK symbol below your waist.
I don't remember if this was someone from the media that would come speak to them or if this was a psychiatrist or not. But one of them would say that after interviewing and speaking with the twins, she learned that the twins had a pact that involved like one of them be like, okay, one of us has to sacrifice himself so that the other one could become, quote, unfettered from their psychic link and be able to live a normal life. So according to them, they have a pact like, okay, one of us has to fucking die so the other one can be normal.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, not moving away or nothing, you know, but, you know, one of us has to die because one of us is the fucking Highlander, I guess.
And then in 1993, which 1993 is going to be whenever they get transferred out of this place.
Oh, 11 years later?
Yes.
Yeah, from 81. Okay, yeah.
Yes. But before being transferred, one of the people they were speaking with, her name was Marjorie Wallace. She was meeting with the girls she would speak with and interview them, things like that. She said that Jennifer told her, quote, I'm going to have to die. And then she was like, what are you talking about? And then Jennifer said, we've decided.
Oh my God, yes.
And with
imagine
this
how
case,
creepy that would be as the nurse too. Like you're just like,
fuck yeah.
All right, sure. Which one?
They've been there for like 11 years and they're getting transferred to a place that's not as strict. And then right before being transferred, just being like, I have to die. We've decided. It's fucking nuts. And just one note about this case. There's a lot more diary entries and a lot more information on this. I was kind of picking and choosing. So if you are interested in this, which is you should be, because there's nothing like it. It's fucking bizarre. There's a lot more you can find out about these girls, as well as some of the other stuff they're doing in prison. Like if you want to get more in depth, check out that documentary that we mentioned at the beginning. It's pretty good. The New Yorker article is really good too. So back to 1993, March 9th. The girls, they're almost 30 years old, I think. They might be 30, 31. And they've been brought in Broadmoor for 11 or 12 years. And this is the day that they're getting released and sent to the Caswell Clinic. And that is a minimum security institution in Southwest Wales. So good news for them. They're getting transferred to a place that doesn't have as much security, has more freedoms for them. Good news for them, except for Jennifer, because on the bus, she's like resting her head on her twin's shoulder, and she says something like, "At long last, we're out of here." And then less than 12 hours later, Jennifer was dead.
Of like natural causes, or?
They said her heart was weakened with an undiagnosed inflammation. Like there were no drugs found in her system. They said it was like no drugs or anything. They don't think she was attacked. It just, her heart had it was weird inflammation in it.
Dude, was she the one that said she was ready to die too?
Yes.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. Like just before this, she said, "I have to die." Like I think days before this even, maybe. And then June writes in her diary that night, "Today my beloved twin sister Jennifer died. She is dead. Her heart stopped beating. She will never recognize me. Mom and Dad came to see her body. I kissed her stone-colored face. I went hysterical with grief." That is what they said she wrote in her diary. However, according to, I don't remember if it was a nurse or a psychiatrist, but according to one of them, she said, quote, "I'm free at last, liberated, and at last Jennifer has given up her life for me."
Okay,
so
then.
That's
wholesome.
So even though everyone says like she died of an undiagnosed inflammation of the heart, it's still fucking nuts and seems like there's something up with it. Like it's so weird, so creepy. June would also write, "We prayed for forgiveness, but of course he didn't forgive us. He punished us for 12 years. He hated us. He didn't listen to us. We suffered, and at the end of it all, what does it mean if she died?" Which is like, she's been trying to kill her, though, and see, it just doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, but they're also kind of retarded, so some things probably don't make sense with them. Well, not retarded, how would I put it?
Yeah.
Socially inept?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then a year after Jennifer's death, June, she gets released from Caswell. So she's actually like free and everything. She takes medication every day, and she actually will talk and communicate with people. She's actually the one in the documentary that is speaking. So you can watch the documentary, hear her talk and stuff, and she talks about all this stuff. It is still kind of hard to understand her sometimes. She does speak through her teeth a lot, and it is very hard. Sometimes you'll have no fucking clue what she's saying at all.
She talks like those German Amish people. The fuck did he just say? I think he wants some Aldi's.
There are always fucking Amish at Aldi's. Dude, I remember I had these Reeboks in high school. They were orange and white. And I remember going to Aldi, and there were Amish kids there, and one of them had that pair of shoes on. And I was like, God. Jesus Christ, man. Of course he fucking has these.
Did you feel cool or like ashamed?
I was like, I don't know. I think it was like a mix of both. I remember being embarrassed.
Like, damn, I like these shoes, but so do these Amish people, so I'm kind of conflicted.
So now June, she says we were twins, and she was like happy and proud to be twins with her. But she also openly talks about how she's like, I tried to fucking kill her. I threw her in a river, tried to drown her and stuff. 20 years later or so after this, 20 plus years, I guess. When was that? 93. So 30 years later. 13. So almost 20 to 30 years later. June, she moves back to live closer to her parents in Wales. She's no longer under psychiatric care. She's kind of just like living out her life there. She did write a poem that she gets penned and engraved on June's tombstone. And this is the poem that she had written for it. "We once were two. We two made one. We no more two. Through life be one. Rest in peace." So that's on June's gravestone that Jennifer wrote about her. But yeah, that's everything.
I would say that tombstone kind of sounds like a mahjong puzzle with like you have to add the numbers up. The 2 becomes 2. The 4 becomes 2.
It sounds like she's like, we two made one. We no more two. Through life be one. In the jungle you must wait until the dice read 5 or 8.
I thought you were going to make a Charlie Day joke.
No,
dude, that's until the dice. Dude, that's fucking great.
But yeah, so that is everything we have on this case. There is some more information about them. But it's fucking bizarre. It's strange. There's really nothing like this case. It's just It's interesting. You should check out the documentary if you want to hear him talk. It's pretty good. This was a request from one of our listeners, so this is a good choice. I didn't know anything about this, so
Yeah, thanks. Pretty cool subject to cover about. I don't know, you could definitely tell they were troubled because it's kind of cool that the twins were like close to each other, had their own weird language, even though they were weird in their own part, but then they turned to like sadistic, almost torturistic ways of like love and expressing themselves through like arson and shit.
yeah, it's just like they 180'd all the time, constantly. Like you could never guess what their next move was going to be. It really, it's so bizarre. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, oh, they're getting picked on, so they're going to isolate themselves. Okay. They're going to write novels now. Then they're going to hang out with these American boys. And they're going to burn down tractor stores. It fucking doesn't, there's no connection, you know?
So I take it that documentary was filmed in like 2000 or something, and that's when they knew about Leonardo DiCaprio?
I don't remember what age they were talking about that in. It aired in 1994.
Oh, wow. Whoa, so they knew about Leo way ahead of time.
But alrighty, I just want to say thank you everyone for listening. We did things a little bit differently, so I do apologize. It is just me and Toof today since we had some plans get messed up. But hopefully this will come out all right and you enjoy the episode. And just want to say special thanks to everyone that has been listening and sharing and leaving us reviews. That really helps us out a lot. So if you do enjoy the show, if you haven't left us a review on iTunes, if you could leave us a 5-star review, that would mean the absolute world to us. If you want to send us anything, you can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, or send us an email at thebrotherscommon.place at gmail.com. I think there's a "the" in front of that. Let me go ahead and pull that up real quick.
Hey, I've got a question. Did you fart?
Did I fart?
Darren, did you fart? That's seriously my BO then.
Oh my God, yes. So actually that email is brotherscommon.place at gmail.com. There is no "the" in front of it. And we also have a Patreon, and if you want to support us on Patreon, it is just $1 or $5 a month. We'll hook you up with some stickers. You'll get some bonus episodes. We try to do at least 2 a month. I have one I'm editing that should be up this weekend sometime. And we also have a fun bonus episode planned in the near future that we're hopefully going to get on and do that sometime. I do have word that if we record it on a certain day, our boy Andrew is going to be there with us on it.
Fuck yeah! Yeet!
Yeah.
Yeet!
Yeah.
Yeet.
So look forward to that. Hopefully we'll get on that soon. Oh, I do have something from the Wildman from Queens to play real quick. He did send me like 5 or 6, but iTunes, or not iTunes, but Instagram fucked up where he sent them, so we don't really have it, but we do have this to play.
You know what? It's all good. Fucking technology fucked me out of this episode. But you know what? Next time, I'll fuck technology and fuck those broads. They were boring anyway. They can go fuck themselves. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay. So thanks, man. Thank you, Wildman from Queens.
Get the fuck out of here.
So I guess I think that's everything. You want to hit us with some words of wisdom, brother? And we got to get your the guy you're supposed to be training at work right now. Let's get him to say something on here.
All right, yeah, I'll get him on here. Have I already did the we dress as kiss and fuck each other in the ass thing?
No. Well, I mean, not on the podcast, but I mean here every Thursday night, yeah.
Oh, damn, I thought I did that one. I gotta hurry up and do it for the guy who hears this. So me and Andrew, we do this like cosplay thing where we dress up as Kiss and we fuck each other in the ass. And it's called Detroit Cock Shitty.
Oh, yeah, I think you did. Well, I don't remember. But that's fucking super good. I think you did do that. But I love that. I'm keeping that in.
If we already did that one, then I've got one more. I might have did this one too, but I don't know. But it's a site where I upload all my porn and like all the information of all the torrents and everything, and it's called Stickopedia. Stickypedia.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love that. Fuck yeah. Do you want to get your trainee to say anything on here before we shut her down?
Hey everybody, this is one of my compadres I work with. He's getting trained in a new position at work. We're not at work. Well, that's classified. Anyway, everyone, welcome to the podcast. The new 6th member, Darren.
Hello.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's Darren. He is 5 foot 8 feet, 5 foot 8 feet tall. Slender build. For all you ladies out there.
He's a handsome dude. We're going to go to the Browns game.
Oh, yeah. You can catch Darren at the Browns home opener Cleveland, Ohio, September 8th, 9th, something like that.
Yeah.
He'll be there. Let's confirm. Will your cock be out?
It will be wrapped.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, we got so we always wrap the brown, so it's probably going to be wrapped in like a orange or brown wrapping,
Hell yeah,
something
dude.
like that. You know, just to catch the attention of all the ladies out there.
Hell yeah, and we'll be wrapping that up with that and wiping our asses with a terrible towel.
We will be wiping our asses with a terrible towel.
Yes, sir. So, alrighty, just want to say thank you to everyone for listening. Be good.
Stay safe.
Oh, yeah, stay safe, baby. And let's get, does Darren want to say the last part? You want to tell him what it is?
You're going to be laugh at the dark stuff. I'll give you the code and you'll laugh at the dark stuff.
Give me the code. That's the point.
All right, go ahead, Kev.
Wait. Laugh at the dark stuff.
Hell yeah, thanks, brother. I like the give me the code. Give me the launch codes. What was the code, Toof?
#Wildman.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, shit, coming in clutch.
The code was
Hell.
I just pointed at him.
Oh, I like that. You're like, I'll give you the code. He's like, the code. The fucking, the nuclear launch codes.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's Employee of the Month, 2 months in a row. Leave a message at the... Hi, Jamie. It's me, Jamie. I just had a new idea for our song about the Name Your Price tool. So when it's like, tell us what you want to pay, hey, 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 and the trombone goes, blah, 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 and you say, we'll help you find coverage options to fit your budget. Then we just all do finger snaps while a choir goes, savings coming at ya, savings coming at ya. Yes? No? Maybe? Anyway, see your practice tonight. I got new lyrics for the rap break.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's #1, #2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hey, Jamie, it's me, Jamie. This is your daily pep talk. I know it's been rough going ever since people found out about your a cappella group, Mad Harmony, but you will bounce back. I mean, you're the guy always helping people find coverage options with the Name Your Price tool. It should be you giving me the pep talk. Now get out there, hit that high note, and take Mad Harmony all the way to nationals this year! Sorry, it's pitchy.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.